You can see in profile there, in the dark, is the shape of a woman. She's wearing a golden tiara, and she has a stem sticking up with a 7-pointed rosette or star. It's not the moving. The idea being that the pharaoh and her, representing this goddess, of course, she's a high priestess of a temple, probably a temple of Heliopolis, we're not sure, and she would perform a ritual holding a staff. The king also holds a staff, and between the two rods or staff is a cord. And they would stretch this cord, hence the title of this ritual, the stretching of the cord. And the king would direct her and saying left a bit, right a bit, left a bit, because he's aiming at a star behind her. And he's aiming at a star in the Big Dipper. We know that for sure because they tell us in the text. This is not the ritual. I wanted to make a little point because the lady behind there is wearing a stem like this, but with a 5-pointed star. Now, I don't know if you follow the star symbolism, but the 5-pointed star is the star of Egypt. The first people to have a 5-pointed star, and it's the star of Isis. When the Egyptians wrote Isis, they put a 5-pointed star and a little pyramid next to it. That's where we get the 5-pointed star, by the way. And the one you put on a Christmas tree, if it's 5-pointed, it comes from there. The reason I'm saying this, because I'm trying to tempt you to come to my talk tomorrow, is that she's wearing a 7-pointed star. And that is because she's representing the stars that the king is aiming, which is the Big Dipper or the plow, which has 7 major stars, 7 stars. And you'll see that the monuments, because I'll be talking about the Imhotep monument, is that he's aiming at those stars because the pyramid has 7 tiers. It's a step pyramid. The 7 and the 5 has a strange meaning today. You are all aware, although we're in a Protestant country, that there's a new pope in Rome, yes? Pope Francis, the cool pope. Amazingly, he announced his coat of arms when he was inaugurated, and the coat of arms had a 5-pointed star. And it was explained by the Vatican that this represented the Virgin, which is in fact true. You see many representations of the Virgin having 5-pointed stars on her robe and so forth. But then amazingly, it's never been done before in the papacy. A few weeks later, they decided that no, they're going to change this star. And they now have an 8-pointed star. They didn't go for 7, they went for 8. And that is amazingly strange. It never happened. There's been a lot of talk about this among cardinals and why did they do this. There is a reason. But if you want to find the reason, come tomorrow at my talk. There you go. I'm showing you this because this is probably, almost certainly, what Imhotep did when he set out his famous pyramid complex. And this is an actual depiction of the stretching of the cord. I'm going to take a quick look at my watch because I usually tend to overshoot. I can't even remember when I started. How much time do I have? Andy? Somebody?
George, you go back for a second. George?
Yeah, if you keep going for another 15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay, we'll have to move through. This is a depiction. That's actually how it's represented symbolically, of course. You'll find this is from the temple of Phila. In many of the temples they show this ritual, obviously. And here we have inscriptions explaining what they do. Here is the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper is always represented upright, and they saw it not as a dipper or a plow, they saw it as the thigh of a cow or a bull. They call it the thigh, literally the thigh. And the bottom star is the hoof of the leg of the thigh. Got a strange name given by the Arabs, it's called al-Qaida. Here is the Sakura complex, seen from a Google picture. The square that you see in the middle is the step pyramid complex. Here it is looking north. Here is, I'll have to move fast because I have